Jonathan Antoine. You will remember Jonathan from a few years ago from Britain's Got Talent, of course, and you're appearing locally. Afternoon, Jonathan.
Good afternoon.
Very good to have you on today. Yeah, well, first of all, let's do the history lesson for you, because we all know who you are because of that TV show. Britain's Got Talent. It was about 3-4 years ago now, is it something like that?
4 years ago, which is, it seems both like a lifetime and like it was 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, I mean, because you shuffled on, you were quite a shy guy at the time, from what I remember.
At the time, yes. Yeah.
And it all kind of worked out pretty well for you.
I'd say so, yes. I'm here, aren't I?
So at the time it was you and Charlotte who
Yes,
sang together. Simon with his normal cutting self, as ever on these things. But anyway, you stuck together, and you got. So you all but won that show, didn't you?
We came fairly close. we ended up second, which it's fairly honourable, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, we get on to what you're doing now, but that experience of sort of being catapulted into the limelight, what was that like?
Oh, it was nuts. It's got to be said. It was just absolutely crazy from the get-go. I mean, even before the show had aired, there were people sort of reporting, and a journalist turned up at our house. So it really was just crazy, straight from the outset. The actual show itself, it was an incredibly valuable learning experience, for sure. And I met a bunch of people and learned about a bunch of different jobs that I didn't know even existed in TV and broadcasting. And yeah, it was incredibly valuable for me. It was just a great experience overall, really.
Because what's the background? Because where was home for you? Where were you brought up?
I've been brought up, and I still live in Essex, Hainault.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so that's where and I get, because people forget you were pretty shy on the day of the first auditions of Britain's Got Talent. Had you been out singing in public much before that or not?
Not really in public exactly. I'd done some school concerts mostly, and a couple of little things here and there, but nothing quite on that scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'd challenge anyone to go out on that stage on any day and not be nervous. It's a very daunting thing.
I mean, because the thing is, because the classical music, which is more your genre,
Yeah.
Doesn't often get sort of that mass market that Britain Got Talent brings along.
Yeah, it's quite a tough niche to break into, but when I guess people appreciate the performance more so than they appreciate the music itself in some ways. And they like the surprise factor.
Jonathan Antoine, this afternoon, back with Jonathan Antoine. Okay, now you've got a gig this weekend, Goreswith Hall,
Yes,
which
indeed.
is on Friday. So what we're going to get there then?
Well, as it will be the release show for the brand new album Believe, which is available for pre-order on all good retailers, Amazon and iTunes right now. Yeah, it's going to be primarily built up of stuff from the all-new album, which I am so excited about. All the stuff on this album is a blast to perform, and I can't wait for people to hear the full extent of exactly what is on this record. And of course, there'll be some of the old classics from the prior album as well.
Yeah, okay, this is Goreswith Hall this coming Friday on the 9th. Is this inside or outside?
This will be an outside concert.
Wow, let's say we're fingers crossed for weather in that case.
Yeah, every appendage crossed for weather.
Now, with you suddenly sort of appearing on our TVs a few years ago with the show, I bet there's been a whole pile of gigs and things that have happened to you since that you thought, wow, what are the gigs that you thought, this is quite exciting?
I mean, I feel like that at every single gig that I perform, and that may feel like a slight cop-out of an answer, but every time I go to a show, I'm wowed by the audience reaction. I'm wowed by the fact that people come along and they really do have fun and enjoy the music. And every single time I perform, every time I do a new concert, I can feel improvement, and I can feel myself growing, not just as a person but as an artist. So it does feel like a little bit of a cop-out answer, but
yeah.
The latest one.
The latest one. Well, aren't you best buddies now with Placido Domingo, something like that now?
Well, I've met him, and yeah, that was an incredible thing at the iTunes Festival. This was 2014, I want to say.
Yeah.
And he introduced me up on stage, and my heart stopped beating for a little bit, but eventually they did resuscitate me, and I got back on stage.
I mean, what's it like? Because, of course, from being sort of ignored only a few years ago to everybody wanting you now, it must be... What's that feel like?
It's a very strange thing to deal with a sudden amount of attention being pushed upon you, and I think that's applicable in various different circumstances in life. But I think the best thing that I feel that I did is that I just kept on living my life as normal, and I tried very hard not to change myself or change my routine just because there was attention on me, and just to stay true to myself. It's a little bit cheesy, but it's the best advice I can possibly give.
You've got I love the name of your superfans, the Fantonis. Yeah.
The Fantoines.
The Fantoines. The Fantoines. That's very good. So, do they dress like you, or?
No, not quite. But yeah, there's makeshift merchandise, and then of course they buy the real merchandise, and there are these incredible people who come to pretty much every single one of my concerts, and I mean that's insane, and I love it. I'm incredibly thankful for the types of people, all the people that come down and really show that incredible amount of support, and they all know that I love them.
And what's it about the music that you tend to sing? What's it about that as opposed to doing pop songs that many people do?
Oh, there are so many remarks I could make, but I'll bite my tongue. No, I find it in a way it's a pure art form. There are so many people who are out there really, they're giving it everything, and there's no trickery there. There's no pitch correction. There's none of that kind of stuff. It's all raw and live, and it's actual music, which, I really do value that. I mean, I love pretty much every type of music. I will listen to anything if it's got either a beat or a melody. Both is ideal. But yeah, I really do enjoy performing the classical stuff just because it's so raw. It just gives me the chance to perform, to really fill the space.
And we think probably doing that kind of stuff is where you get better sandwiches at those kind of events.
Yeah. The quality of snack is pretty decent at the old classical gigs.
Well, it's good to know that you're still thriving and still doing it, and good luck with the new album as well.
Much appreciated.
And we'll see you on Friday.
See you then.
Gaursworth Hall. Good to talk to you.
Great to talk to you.